Hi, welcome back to the Wheel of Life online retreat.
大家好，欢迎回到生命之轮在线进修营。
This is the start of session 7.
这是我们第7堂课的开始。
And before I forget, I'd again like to thank Stanley for
以免
translating.
忘记了，我想要再一次感谢 Stanley 的翻译。
It's a real pleasure to work together with him and Tim and Allison.
然后能够跟他、还有 Tim 还有 Allison 一起共事，是非常喜悦的一件事情。
So in session 6, we did a long meditation. I'm sorry it was a little bit too long.
然后在第6堂课当中呢，抱歉，我们做了一个有点太长的冥想了。
And in session 7, again, we're going to do another meditation.
那今天第7堂课，我们会再次做一个冥想。
This meditation is called Peacefully Reminding Them of Good.
这个冥想的名字叫做和平的、平和的去提醒他们关于善性。
During and after.
在期间或者在之后。
So we already mentioned that as a person is dying,
我们已经有提过，当一个人在临终时，
it's very, very good if the atmosphere can be peaceful and positive.
如果那个环境是能够很平静的、非常安静的，那是非常好、非常好的。
And just quietly talk to them.
然后只需要安静的跟他们说话，
Remind them of all the good things they've done in this life.
提醒他们他们自己在他们一生当中所做过的所有的好事。
You know, there is a famous Buddhist ritual for helping a person in the bardo.
那的确，在佛教当中有一个非常著名的仪轨，是用来帮助那些在中阴身的人。
And the name of that ritual is Changchok.
然后那个仪轨的名字叫 Changchok。
Chok means choga, which means ritual.
Chok 就是 Choga， 就是仪轨的意思。
And Chang means purification.
Chang 的意思是净化。
And the idea is that we attract the person
意思就是我们把这个人吸引过来。
to the prayers which are held during the time they are in the bardo.
就是通过在他们在中阴身的期间所进行这个仪轨，把他们吸引过来。
And the monks and nuns who do the prayers, they might ask the family, please give us some piece of clothing that the dead person was wearing a lot, or maybe their rosary or something they really were attached to.
就是进行这个仪轨的一些法师们呢，或者出家众，他们会请求这个死者的家人给他们一些他们生前常穿的衣服，或者是他们比较执着的一些物件，譬如说他们的念珠等等。
And then it's a very beautiful ritual.
然后这会是一个非常之美的仪轨。
I did it many times with my teacher for people who passed away in the temple where we lived.
就是在我们居住的那个寺院当中，我跟我的老师为那些去世的逝者做过很多次这样的仪轨。
And this whole kind of complex ritual,
这整个仪轨是其实比较复杂的，
the essence of the ritual
但是这个仪轨的核心
is that we are attracting that person to the room.
就是我们要把这个人吸引到这个房间来。
And by the way, as we'll explain later in this Lamrim book,
顺便一提，就是正如我们会在这个道次第的文本当中稍后会解释到的，
they can hear you, they can come.
就是他们那个时候是能听得到你的话，他们能过来的，
It doesn't even matter what language you're speaking.
甚至无论你说什么语言都不太有关系，
They have the power to understand it.
他们有这样的能力去理解你。
And then it's a very, very touching ritual because you remind them of all the good that they did in their life.
然后这是一个非常非常令人感动的仪轨，因为呢，在仪轨当中你会提醒他们自己在生前他们所做的所有的善事。
And we turn their mind to thinking about some good seeds they made in their life, powerful good seeds.
我们会让他们的意识转移到去思考他们在生前所种下的一些非常强大的好种子。
Even if there's someone who was, I don't know, angry their whole life or fought with people their whole life.
即使是有一些就是可能一辈子都是一个非常大脾气、经常发脾气、跟别人吵架的人，
We already learned from the Lamrim text that if they can think about something good they did in those crucial stages of the death process,
我们通过道次第的文本已经都有学到，如果他们能够在临终这个至关重要的时刻回想起他们所做过的一些好事的话，
it can drastically change the direction of their future life.
这能够很大程度的去改变他们来世的方向。
So we continue that encouragement during the bardo, while they're in the bardo, while they're between death and rebirth.
所以我们会在他们在中阴身的期间，也就是他们在死亡跟再次受生的中间这个阶段，会持续给予他们这样的鼓舞。
And those beings who are in the bardo life, spirit life,
那一些在中阴身的生命，
it's a strange situation. They can see, most often they can see their family.
这会是一个很奇怪的情况，因为大部分的时候他们是能够直接看到他们的家人。
So let's say the family is sitting in the kitchen the day after the person
那
died.
假设说，在死者过世后的另外一天、后一天、隔天，然后呢，他的家人都在家中，
And the family members are crying and having breakfast.
那家人们都在哭泣，在吃着早餐。
And then the bardo being, many times they don't know they died.
那很多时候啊，这个在中阴身的逝者呢，他们都不知道自己已经过世了，
And they're like, why is everyone crying?
然后他们就在很疑惑，为什么大家都在哭呢？
And no one can hear them.
没有人能听到他们的声音。
So they just keep eating,
那么家人持续在吃东西，在进食。
And he's like, why don't I have breakfast?
那为什么我没有早餐呢？
And then finally they realize they
然
died.
后终于他们才意识到自己已经离世，
And they can hear the family
他
talking.
们甚至还能听到家人在说话。
Sometimes it's almost like there's a piece of glass between them and the family.
有时候就感觉像是在他们和他的家人中间有一堵这个玻璃墙。
And sometimes they get frustrated. No one's listening to me, and they bang on the
有
glass.
时候他们会非常的沮丧，就觉得没有人在听我说话，还会去敲这个玻璃墙。
So in this meditation,
所以在我们要做的这个冥想里，
first we're going to get quiet.
首先我们要先安静下来，
And we're going to go through those 8 technique meditations kind of faster.
所以我们会以一种更快的方式来在完成这8个技巧冥想。
Then we're going to choose a family member or a friend.
然后我们会选择一个朋友或者是我们家庭的成员，
Maybe someone who's quite old or someone who's sick.
或许是一些有生病或者是年纪比较大的人，
Someone who could conceivably die in the next few months.
然后或许他是可以预测得到的，就是可以猜测他们将在接下来的几个月去世的人。
And of course, we never know.
当然我们永远都不知道，
Sometimes the healthiest person dies first.
所以有时候那个健康的人会先离世。
But let's just practice
那只是我们来先练习一下，
communicating with this person in the deathbed and the bardo.
去练习就是跟这些在临终的床上躺着的即将要离世的人，或者已经离世在中阴身的生命这样的人去对话。
Many kinds of meditation are just practice for real life.
就是很多种这样的冥想只是为现实生活做练习准备。
For example, if you have a problem with some other person, you get angry at them a lot.
譬如说你如果跟另外一个人在相处当中有一些问题，你也经常对对方发脾气，
In your morning meditation,
那在你清晨的冥想中，
you can, especially if you're going to meet them today, you know you're going to meet them
尤其
today.
是当你知道你今天要去跟那个人见面的时候，
You can close your eyes and practice meeting them today.
所以你可以在冥想当中闭上眼睛去练习今天跟他的会面，
And practice remembering your dharma when you meet.
然后去练习在与他见面之时要想起你的佛法修行。
So in this meditation today,
所以在我们今天这个冥想中，
session 7,
第7堂课，
we're going to go through those. We're going to get quiet with those 8 technique meditations.
我们可以就是用这8个技巧冥想变得很安静，很安静，很安静。
And then we're going to go on to imagining that someone we know is dying and then has entered the bardo.
然后我们可以去想象，去一个我们已经认识的人已经在死亡的过程当中，然后他们进到这个中阴身。
We're going to choose a real person we know who might actually die in the next few months.
我们可以选择一个我们真正认识的人，他可能会在接下来几个月当中死去。
And we're going to practice talking to them about the good things they did.
然后我们可以去练习 跟他对话，去提醒他所做过的所有的好事。
And if the day, of course, the day will come that people around you die, someone dies.
当然，这样的时候总会到来，你身边的人，你所认识的人死去了，
You will know what to do and you will know how to help them.
你将会能知道需要做什么，然后你也知道要做什么去帮助对方。
And talking to them, encouraging them to remember the good deeds they did.
然后去跟对方对话，然后去鼓励他们去想起自己做过的好事，
And to activate those good seeds.
去激活那些好种子。
That's the essence of Jiangchou.
这个就是 Jiangchou 这个仪轨的核心。
So in a way, in that moment, you become like those monks or nuns who are trying to help the dead person.
所以某种方式而言，你在那个时刻就变成了那种在帮助那些已经离世的逝者的出家众了。
You are doing the exact same thing.
你就在做着完全一样的事情。
Okay, so let's start.
好，那我们现在开始。
Quiet breath.
安静，
Eyes softly closed.
眼睛轻柔地闭上。
Long exhales. Push out the last air. A little bit extra push.
长长的呼气，把最后的一点点的气息呼出去，额外呼一点。
And come to listening to some sound in the room where you are.
然后去听一听你所在房间的某个声音。
10 breaths here.
在这里做10个呼吸的时间。
Rest your mind on that sound like resting your head on a pillow.
把你的意识安住在那个声音上，就如同把头安住在枕头上一样。
Now let's go to our heartbeat for 10 breaths.
现在我们去到我们的心跳上，待10次呼吸的时间。
Now let's go sit in the beautiful meditation, elegant meditation room inside our heart.
现在让我们坐在我们心跳内部的一个非常美丽优雅的冥想房里面。
10 breaths as the walls beat.
10次呼吸，随着墙壁的跳动。
Now let's go to an inner chamber in the heart.
现在我们进入到心跳里面在里面的一个房间，
Still sunny and nice fresh air inside.
这个房间内依然是阳光充足，而且空气清新。
The heart is beating now at a distance.
现在心跳在远处，
Try to get more and more quiet.
尝试变得越来越安静，
That's the goal of these 8.
那就是这八层的目的。
Now we touch the sugar crystal
现在我们碰到了糖粒晶体，
and we take our mind inside.
然后把意识放到糖粒里面，
Still lots of light and very fresh air,
依然是空气清新，阳光充沛，
but tiny and anonymous and silent.
但是这是在一个微小的匿名的寂静的空间里。
Now my mind is the whole Pacific Ocean, deep and wide inside the sugar crystal.
现在我的意识变成了在水晶糖粒里面的一整片又深又广的太平洋。
And now I include the sky to the ocean.
现在我在海洋之上再加上一片蓝天，
Silent and as broad as the sea and as wide as the sky and as high as the sky and as deep as the sea.
寂静的如蓝天一般高，如海洋一般深的意识。
Now I turn my mind off.
现在我要把我的意识关闭，
Block all extra thoughts, extra ideas.
阻挡所有额外的念头、额外的想法。
Now I unattach myself from my mind. Let my mind do what it wants, think what it wants. Empty space. And I'm not relating to the mind. I am gone.
现在我要让我自己跟我的意识失联，我不要再去管我的意识在想什么，如同一个虚空的空间，我已经不在了，我任由意识随便做什么，我已经不在了。
Now suddenly I'm in a hospital.
现在我突然间身处在医院当中，
I'm standing by the side of a bed.
站在床边，
Someone in my life that I know is lying on the bed.
一个我在生活当中所认识的人，他正躺在床上，
Family member or friend.
或许是朋友，或许是家人，
Maybe they are elderly.
或许他们是年老的长者，
Maybe they are sickly.
或许是病人，生病的人，
And they are dying. In my imagination, they are dying.
在我这个想象当中，他们已经在死亡的过程中了。
And it's a normal hospital.
这是一所普通的医院，
Lots of other noises going
有
on.
很多不同的声音，
Very probably there are other family members or friends standing around.
很有可能有其他的家庭的成员、朋友在旁边。
I don't have the chance to talk in a perfect atmosphere to this person.
我没有一个能够在一个完美的环境跟这个人对话的机会，
But this is what it's really like to be with a person who's dying.
但这就是真实的去陪伴临终者的情景，
There will be many distractions.
会有很多令人分神的事情。
There may be strong emotions going on in the room, people crying.
或许房间会有非常强烈的情绪，人们在哭泣，譬如
Machines making noise, nurses coming and going.
机器在发出着声音、噪音，然后护士来来去去。
Let's practice this situation.
我们来练习一下这种情况，
It's not a perfect chance,
那不是一种完美的机会，
but it's almost always like that.
但其实际上几乎都是这样的情况。
And I'm waiting for a good moment
我在等候着一个良好的时机，
without pushing this person or without upsetting the other people in the room.
在不强迫这个临终者，在不会令 房间里面其他的人感觉到不舒服的前提下，
I'm going to direct the conversation
我将会来引导对话的方向，
to some very positive things that this person did during their life.
引导至谈论一些这个临终者在生前所做过的一些非常积极正面的事情上。
Let's say it's my grandfather who's dying.
假设是我的爷爷在死亡的过程中，
And we are practicing how to help a person die.
我们在练习如何去帮助一个临终者。
And when the real time comes, we will be very used to it. We'll be ready.
那当真正的这样的事情发生时，我们将会很习惯，已经做好准备。
Oh, grandfather,
哦，爷爷，
what was the thing you did as a small child that made your mother most happy?
你在小时候所做的那件让你妈妈最开心的一件事情是什么？
And let them remember, talk about it.
然后去讲一讲这些事情，让他们能够回忆起来。
Oh, grandfather,
哦，爷爷，
when you were in your 20s,
当你20岁出头时，
and for many people, this is an idealistic time in their life.
对很多人来讲，这是生命当中最理想的日子。
So what good things did you do, grandfather?
那爷爷，你在那段时间做了什么样的好事？
What did you do that was helpful to other people over and over?
你做了什么去帮助别人的事情，而且是一遍又一遍的在做？
And then the third priority, right? In this moment in the hospital.
我们有提到的第3个优先级，对不对？就是在这个时刻，在医院里面，
Can you remind them of some very high and beautiful karmic object?
看你能否提醒他们想起一些非常高的、非常美的业力的对象。
Oh, grandfather, can you see Buddha? Can you see Tara?
哦，爷爷，你能看到佛陀吗？能看到杜母吗？
Is medicine Buddha talking to you?
是有药师佛在跟你对话吗？
So in this very important moment in their life,
所以在他们生命当中这一个非常重要的时刻，
mention some very holy object.
去提及一些非常神圣的对境。
And then best of all,
那最好的，
oh, grandfather,
哦，爷爷，
what's the very best thing in your life? What is the thing you did which we should remember you by?
那爷爷，你生命当中做的最好的、最棒的一件值得我们铭记的事情是什么？
What was the thing you did in your life that helped the most people?
你生命当中做的那件能够帮助到最多人的事情又是什么？
So, and then other relatives will talk and there will be interruptions from nurses.
然后呢，其他的亲戚当然会说话，然后这个护士也会来打断。
But in a gentle and natural way,
但是我们以一种非常柔和自然的方式，
bring the conversation back to one of these 4 things.
把对话的内容又带回到这4个内容当中的其中一个上。
What's the first good thing you remember doing for your mom?
你能够想得起来为你妈妈做的第一件好事是什么？
What good things were you doing in your youth, in your 20s, for example?
当你在年轻的时候做的一些好事是什么？
Do you see any Buddhists right now? What's it like?
现在有没有能够看到任何的佛陀，他们是长什么样子的？
And what was the very best thing you ever did in your whole life?
那你一辈子当中所做过的最好的事情又是什么？
Even if grandfather cannot answer, if they're too sick to answer,
甚至即使爷爷已经无法作答了，因为他们已经很病重了，
you can still talk with them.
你还是可以跟他对话的。
And on some level, they will hear you.
然后在某个层面上，他们能听到你的话。
Now, the last part of this meditation.
那现在这个冥想的最后一部分，
Next day,
在隔天
in the afternoon,
下午，
grandfather passed away last night.
昨天晚上爷爷已经去世了。
I go to sit in a quiet place,
然后我去坐到一个安静的地方，
like a bench at the park is a very good place.
譬如说停车场的板凳是一个很好的地方，
And get quiet.
安静一下。
Maybe you can use some of the 8 quiet meditations.
或许你可以做一做那8个安静的冥想，
And then talk to grandfather.
然后去跟爷爷对话。
It's a tradition to talk loud enough that a person about 2 feet away, about a meter away, could hear you.
然后有这么一个传统，就是你讲话的音量要足够大到离你1米远的人能够听得到你的声音。
So you're going to talk out loud. So I suggest a park bench, which is there's nobody around.
所以你还是要比较大声的说话的。我建议呢，你要选择一个没有人坐的板凳，
And continue that conversation with grandfather.
然后去持续进行跟爷爷的对话。
Maybe he knows he died. Maybe he doesn't even know.
或许他知道自己已经离世，或者甚至都不知道。
He's behind the glass.
他在玻璃后，
We are talking almost one way through the glass.
我们几乎在另外一边对着玻璃说话。
Oh, grandfather,
哦，爷爷，
you remember the conversation we had yesterday?
你还记得我们昨天的聊天内容吗？
Did you remember anything more about the best thing you did in your life?
还记不记得更多就是你生命当中做的最好的事情？
The dead people in the bardo,
中阴身当中的逝者，
they really, really appreciate someone talking to them like they are still alive.
他们是真的非常的感恩，有人能够像对活着的人一样对他们说话。
I have friends who have continued to talk to their dead loved ones. One woman whose daughter died when she was about 20.
我有一些朋友，他们会持续跟逝者对话。譬如说，有个女士的朋友，她的女儿在20岁的时候就去世了。
She has continued to go to the park every day for over 10 years.
她已经持续的去到那个停车场做这样的对话超过10年了，
And she still talks to her daughter.
还在跟女儿对话。
I don't know if the daughter can hear her or not.
我不知道女儿到底能否听到妈妈的话，
10 years after she died.
在死后的10年。
But it was a very great healing for the mother.
但是这对母亲来讲是非常好的治愈、
And it
疗愈，
made that relationship forever beautiful.
这会让母女的关系能够永恒的美好下去。
So you don't have to stop.
所以你并不需要停止。
These steps of the path,
这一些道次第
the purpose is to become a Buddha.
的教授的目标是让你成佛。
The path leads to stepping to Buddhahood.
这个道啊，是引领你去往佛位的。
And there will come a day
所以这一天终会到来，
when I am a Buddha.
当我成佛时，
And the grandfather is also a Buddha.
爷爷也已经是佛了。
We will meet again in our most beautiful forms.
我们会以我们最美的一种形色而相遇。
And the 2 Buddhas will enjoy hanging out together.
两位佛陀会特别享受跟彼此的相处，
So you will meet those people again.
所以你会再次遇到那些人。
And it's not crazy to talk with them until then.
所以在那之前一直跟他们对话，并不是什么疯狂的事情。
So practice it.
所以请去练习。
Let's take 3 deep exhales and offer these good seeds of this good meditation to other people.
让我们去做3次的深呼气，把这些好种子，把这个好的冥想奉献给他人，
As a golden light
化作金光，
stretching across my city,
然后漫步到我整个城市，
my country,
我的整个国家，
this world,
这个世界，
all worlds.
所有的世界。
3 deep exhales,
3次的深呼气，
golden light,
化作金光，
good seeds.
好种子。
Slowly open your eyes.
然后缓慢的睁开眼睛，
Take a good stretch.
好好拉伸一下，
And we'll see you for the next session.
然后我们会下堂课再见。
Thanks, Stanley.
谢谢 Stanley。